So far, we have learned how to deal with right triangles. And when you did right triangles, let's just make a list over here so you can see. We learned Pythagorean theorem, right?
Yes.
What else did we learn to deal with right triangle? SOHCAHTOA was the next thing we learned. And that's all right triangles. And then what did we just learn? And then we learned 45, 45, 90. And 30, 60, 90. So those are all ways to solve right triangles. Well, when we're doing, the next thing we're doing is law of sine and law of cosine. And these are ways to solve non-right triangles. Got it? You don't use this for right triangles. So when you have a regular right triangle, you use this. So here's the problem. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw the triangle, and you're going to just draw a regular out-of-the-mill triangle that's not a right triangle. And you're going to put the big letters anywhere you want. Everybody do that. So the first thing you're going to do is if W, big W is at the top there, which yours might not be there, but if I would put it the same way as me. Little w goes here, little x goes here, and little v goes there. Everybody understand that? Because they're opposite, big V, big W, and big X. Now I'm going to put in the information. W is 520. Little w. Angle W is 93 degrees, and don't worry if it's not to scale. Angle X is 68 degrees, and they want us to find little x. The law of sine says that sine of big A over little a equals sine of big B over little b equals sine of big C over little c. Meaning the sine of every angle over the opposite side, if you make fractions out of all of them, equal each other. So it'll give you the same ugly decimal. Okay? So what here I have x, which is sine of 68, but I don't have little x, so I'm just putting a little x there. And now I have sine of 93 over 520. Now we do this. Always put the x in front, so x sine of 93 equals 520 sine of 68. And then we're going to divide by sine of 93. And you're going to key that in your calculator. I would key in the top, hit enter, and then divide by sine of 93. Make sure you're in degrees. I'm going to first draw my triangle. And we're just going to put STU. And we know that angle T is 145. Don't worry that it's not to scale. Angle U is 18. And we have that little u is 220. Does everybody understand where I put the numbers? Yeah. And they want us to find little s. Do I have? What letter do I have both of the numbers for? I see a full fraction. I see that I have little u and big U. I'm going to need that fraction. So we'll have sine of the angle over 220 is one of my angles, okay? But with S, they want me to find little s. I don't know big S. Can I figure out what big S is? When we subtract 145 and 18 from 180, we get 17 degrees. Everybody got that?
No.
I only had a full fraction, and I didn't have any of the S's, but I had a way to find it. So if you're given two of the angles and you need the other angle, you just find it by subtracting. So this is going to be equal to sine of 17 over little s. Okay? Now can you find me little s? You cross multiply. S sine of 18 equals 220 sine of 17. You divide by sine of 18. And tell me to the nearest tenth. They want it to one decimal place. So we've got 220 times sine of 17 divided by sine of 18. They want it rounded to one place this time. You got to pay attention to how they want it rounded. And it's 208.1.